Well, hi guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. And as I promised, we're going to work at setting up my new, it's a year old, but my new bandsaw. And if I can get it out of the box here, and there it is. And I do have some saw blades for it, and I also have a piece of aluminum that a friend of mine gave me that I'm going to use to put a table on here. So first thing I need to do is put a blade in it and then figure out exactly the direction I want my blade to go, or my table to go. I'm thinking it's probably going to go square with the engine setup, even though the blade is going to be coming down here at, it's not quite a 90-degree quite a 90-degree angle with. Have to do some modification. I can see it's not quite a 90-degree angle with the body of the motor, or maybe it is. At any rate, I need to figure out how we're going to set it up, and then I also need to figure out how we're going to mount this so it'll stay upright, you know, because I wanted to use it as an upright. And I can see one thing that's going to be an issue for me. If I have my hat on, I keep hitting my brim on there, but this is going to be out here like this. And one of the things that I have contemplated, and let me lay this back down here. One of the things I have contemplated using this puppy is heavy. It's a bench vise that I have. Did I say this thing was heavy? I did say it was heavy, didn't I? Yes, it is. And I'd have to make some modifications. This is, I think, like half-inch thick steel, if I recall. No, try 3/4 of an inch thick. So what I'm considering, and I have the bolts for the vise stick down below here a little bit, but what I'm considering is making a bracket that would mount both to the bandsaw as well as sit down into the vise, so I could make the bandsaw removable, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're going to work at, and we'll see what happens from there. So hold on to your hats, because here we go. I want you to know this is not a how-to, because I am just learning how to use this myself right now. But the first thing you have to do before you put the blade on, I've already put mine on, is this is already loose. And notice it says loose that way and tight that way. And so if I go like this, it loosens the blade. I go like this, it tightens the blade. And that you need to loosen it up to get the blade on, obviously. And I have the blade on there, as you can see. I'm not thrilled with the idea of not having a guard on here in case that blade should come off. That's on slow speed, and I can speed it up. Let me see. It has a rotator thing here, speed control. You can go really slow with it, or high speed. And you know, George always gets text messages when he's making videos. Okay, so let me stand this up here like this. And this has a variable speed. Let me unplug the thing first. This has a variable speed trigger on it. And I have noticed in some of the videos that I have watched on setting these up already that they end up having a wire tie on the trigger and then having a separate switch, which I may do that over here. That's easy enough to be done. Okay, we have the table cut to fit, and just so you can see how it's going to work, I'm going to go right back in here like this, and now I need to figure out how to mount it directly, and I'm trying to decide if I want to use this as the mounting plate. It's pretty flimsy, but the screws they supply are button head screws, so maybe I could find some countersink screws of the same dimension. So at any rate, I've got to take this off either way. Which is what I'm going to do now. If you don't have shaky hands and you have somebody else to hold the unit while you're undoing it, you can do it a whole lot faster. Okay, so that'll give me an idea where my screws have to be down in there somewhere. There's not a whole lot of flat spot in here. I guess it would be flat here and it will catch back there just a little bit. Just like that. So that would give me a solid place for it to mount, just like that. Maybe I can even might even be able to drill and tap a screw back in here, or not. Maybe I better not. I don't want to mess with the casting. So anyway, now I've got to figure out a way to mount this. I've discarded the idea of using it with a vise. So what I'm thinking is that if I could put this in here like this, and let me put something on there, it's not going to balance itself very well. Maybe this will help me balance it. A square on it. There we go. Now, I was cleaning up outside of my shop the other day, and I came across this piece of aluminum angle iron. I'm thinking if I made this angle iron go underneath here, and then underneath here, and had solid pieces of wood on either side mounted down to the deck, that I could actually use the table itself to mount the unit. And that would make my table exceptionally sturdy. And I could also put a couple of supports in the back just made out of wood, you know, just to add support. So that's the direction I'm going in. And if you got any better ideas, if I had a TIG welder, I'm thinking about getting one, but if I had a TIG welder, I could weld that puppy right on there, you know. Of course, it's going to need a little cleaning up. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that to mount it, screw it down through the top, I countersink the screws here, and then it can be anchored through the sides into the pieces of wood that I use, which probably will be like a 2x10, and I would need 2 pieces, and that would make it very solid. So yeah, that's where we're headed at the moment. I'm going to have to get some more 2x10. I don't have any left in scrap to use at the moment. I know it's a lot of work to get things set up just so I could cut a bracket for mounting the brake caliper on the Goofy cart. Of course, it'll get used for lots more than that. Till next time, thanks again for watching, commenting, and subscribing, and thank you for the thumbs up, because that helps other people to see your feelings about it all. Till then, bye for now.